Real Madrid fans everywhere, how are you today? Tomorrow, the 38-match La Liga journey begins as Real Madrid visit Espanyol at the RCDE Stadium. Today, we have decisive topics. Mourinho reveals his first lineup with stunning surprises, fiery comments about the Chouameni-Valverde relationship, a new deal on the horizon, and difficult choices for two stars before the transfer window closes. Let's begin with God's blessing. Mourinho reveals his first lineup against Espanyol, Güler and Valverde surprise. The countdown to Real Madrid's La Liga opener has begun as the team prepares to face Espanyol tomorrow, Saturday, in the first official test of the 2026-2027 season under Jose Mourinho, who is aiming for a strong start that reflects the changes the team has undergone during preseason. Expected lineup according to Marca 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. Defense Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate, Dean Huijsen, Marc Cucurella. Double pivot Federico Valverde, Bernardo Silva. Attacking midfield Arda Güler. Attacking trio Brahim Diaz, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. The big surprises: Arda Güler starting ahead of Jude Bellingham. Despite the English star's performances in previous seasons, Güler's preseason brilliance has given him the edge at the start of the season. Federico Valverde starting ahead of Aurelien Tchouameni. Valverde has received great praise within the team, while impressions of Tchouameni have not reached the same level. Mourinho is giving the pair a chance to prove their worth from the start, with competition remaining open throughout the season based on performance. Expected substitutes: Denzel Dumfries, Alvaro Carraris, Carlos Espy, Jude Bellingham, and Eduardo Camavinga. Do you think Mourinho is right in his choices, or do Bellingham and Tchouameni deserve starting places? Mourinho comments on the Valverde-Tchouameni relationship. Everything is normal. Jose Mourinho, in his first official press conference, confirmed that he has not noticed any tension between Federico Valverde and Aurelien Tchouameni since taking over, noting that things seem normal between the pair and do not require any intervention, in an attempt to close the chapter on the disagreements that marked last season. Details of Mourinho's comments. He said, "Honestly, I have a lot of information. I've been here for 3 years, and I have a wide network of relationships, and so do you. I have gained a lot of knowledge, not only about this situation. I decided to start from scratch from a privileged position." He added, "Since Tchouameni's arrival, I have been following the situation closely, and I see no reason to talk. I have seen everything as normal. From the first moment I saw how he dealt with things, it seemed as if nothing had happened." He stressed, "I was told in a way that no intervention is needed," emphasizing that he wants to build a relationship based on trust and respect among all players. Do you think Mourinho has succeeded in containing any tensions within the dressing room, or is there hidden tension that may surface as the season begins? Real Madrid receive another transfer blow. Wharton is not for sale. Real Madrid have received another shock regarding the possibility of signing Adam Wharton after journalist David Ornstein confirmed that Crystal Palace have closed the door on the midfielder's departure, insisting on keeping him until the end of the transfer window, a decision that puts an end to speculation about the player's move to the Royal Club. Position details: Wharton has been declared not for sale by his club, with no intention of selling him before the transfer window closes. The player is contracted to Crystal Palace until 2029, giving the English club a strong position in determining his future. Real Madrid were not the only club to show interest in Wharton. Manchester City also inquired, but Crystal Palace's response was clear in closing the door on his departure. What do you think of Crystal Palace's stance? Would Real Madrid have been happy with this deal, or are there better alternatives in the market? Mourinho gives Bernardo Silva a greater role than expected. Media reports have indicated that Jose Mourinho plans to give Portuguese star Bernardo Silva a pivotal role in Real Madrid's midfield, exceeding what was expected when he was signed. The Portuguese coach sees him as the ideal solution to organize the team's tempo and build attacks from the back. The new role, Silva will be responsible for organizing the team's tempo and building attacks from the back, thanks to his sharp vision, precise passing, and ability to control the ball under pressure. Mourinho sees Silva as the player capable of linking defense to attack, giving the team greater balance between defensive solidity and attacking effectiveness. Silva is expected to be one of the key elements in Mourinho's lineup, especially in big matches that require ball control and dictating the tempo. Do you think Silva will be one of the best Real Madrid signings this season, or will he need time to adapt to Mourinho's style? Alvaro Carraris threatened with departure in the final week of the transfer window. Alvaro Carraris' future at Real Madrid has entered a phase of uncertainty after his position within the team changed in a short period. The Spanish fullback now faces strong competition that could threaten his continuance, with Juventus being close to snatching him in the final moments. Position details: Carraris' chances of playing have diminished after the arrival of Marc Cucurella, who cost the club around 55 million euros, with indications that Mourinho sees him as one of his primary options at left back. He has dropped out of Spain's World Cup squad, despite being a candidate for selection due to his form and potential. Juventus are showing interest in signing him and could make an offer soon, with Real Madrid valuing the player around 50 million euros. Carraris started last season well, but his appearances gradually diminished, with Ferland Mendy getting the nod in several important matches. Do you think Carraris' departure will be beneficial for the player and the club, or will Mourinho give him a chance to prove himself? Real Madrid leave the door open for a surprise deal before the transfer window closes. Journalist Jose Felix Diaz has revealed that Real Madrid have not closed the door on making a new deal before the summer transfer window closes, confirming that any potential move is not limited to Spanish Sergio Martinez, despite the latter's name being strongly linked to the Royal Club. Position details: despite Mourinho confirming that the transfer market is closed, the club is leaving the door open for any new deal in the final moments, especially if they succeed in completing some sales or loans. Sergio Martinez, Racing Santander midfielder, stands out as a potential option after his career developed rapidly in recent months, moving from the youth team to first-team appearances in a short period. The player has a release clause of only 3 million euros, making him an achievable target for clubs wanting to sign him. The club has informed Racing of their desire to reach an agreement, with some urgency to finalize the deal before competition increases. Do you think Real Madrid will succeed in signing Martinez before the transfer window closes, or will the deal be postponed to a later date? Julian Alvarez faces only two options after Barcelona's withdrawal. According to journalist Pedro Morata, Barcelona have withdrawn from the Julian Alvarez deal due to Atletico Madrid's refusal to sell him to a domestic rival. This has opened the door for Arsenal, who have offered 120 million euros, while Atletico are demanding 150 million euros. Alvarez's two options: move to Arsenal if the English club raise their offer to the required amount, 150 million euros. Atletico may agree to a compromise to get rid of a player who no longer wishes to stay. Stay with Atletico Madrid, renew his contract with a salary of 10 million euros instead of 7 million euros, in an attempt to regain the trust of fans who booed him at the Metropolitano. Situation analysis: the relationship between Alvarez and Atletico fans is tense after the booing in the opening match against Malaga. The player is open to moving to Arsenal, especially given the tense atmosphere in Madrid. Do you think Alvarez will move to Arsenal or renew his contract? Which news caught your attention most today? Write to us in the comments. This bulletin is an effort we present for you, and every day we strive to bring you everything new about the club we all love. Your support through likes and subscriptions is what encourages us to continue. Real Madrid is not just a club, it is our home. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive all the latest news. See you in the next bulletin.